I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah, I know.
not
It does look
particularly
really,
suited.
really weird. Because that's only on the NA version, it's not on the EU.
Yeah, alright guys. You've been waiting for it. Here it is. Here we are on BaseTradeTV with two amazingly good players. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map. He's pink. He's from mYi. Give it up, guys. It's DaNa. You can find more about him here at his Twitter at RadicDaNa. So if you enjoy watching him today, guys, make sure to give him some love.
And his opponents going for some early Reaper action. It is Puppy King. We all know him as Byun, wanting his Red Terran player.
An 888 to open up a best of 7 panda. That is weird. Strategy though.
It's rather awkward. He ended up canceling an SCV. So I don't know if this was his intention all along, or he just thought, like, you know what?
Just go with the flow. Like I messed up. Screw it.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now.
Well, we'll have to see how it turns out. Before the action gets started, guys, I do want to point out and explain down here in the lower right, you'll see the mYi team banner alongside some names here you might recognize on Twitch. These guys, they're partnering with us to get the event going. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, so big shout out, big love to EloRun, Partouf, Maximus Prime, and of course Higo 00 for helping fund this. Team My Insanity, as well providing the players today, as well as part of the prize pool. So big love to them as well for being able to put this event on for us to cast.
Yeah. Keep in mind too that Byun very rarely ever goes for an 8-8. So this is going to be a single Rax followed up by a factory after he gets an expansion down. So he does want to put on some early pressure here. DaNa is not necessarily delaying his pool all that much.
Oh, did they not do that earlier?
As the Rax completes.
DaNa, I mean, the thing is, the SCV, this is like a regular scout. This is nothing out of the ordinary. He needs to confirm that something's coming from this. Now, the thing is, I've seen a lot of Zerg players hold off in 888 with very little to no losses, but it's not easy and it's not fun, especially when you're playing against someone of Byun's caliber. I mean, as you said,
there's no speed coming out here either for DaNa. He does not have gas started, which has become pretty standard for a lot of Zerg players.
He doesn't see the bunker going down either.
No. With the first drone transfer here to the natural, he will actually see it. And this should clue him into his time. Yeah, especially he does see the Reaper as well.
Yeah,
with the Overlord, so Jig's up now.
Well, the thing is, Bull's not out yet. He's definitely going to lose some drones to this. There's no question about it. The question, though, is how many? As drones are being pulled to try and deal with this. Reaper just with some beautiful kiting. DaNa in so much trouble. He's got to stop that SCV. If that bunker completes, he's in so much trouble. Pool is down.
I really like the fact that he's pulling drones for the SCV. Unfortunately, his pullback micro on the drones themselves isn't all that great.
Yeah, normally you see players... Yeah, normally you'll see players like more spine crawlers or even spore crawlers just to keep the drone alive, cancel for later, I don't know, whatever. He's doing it with the extractors now, but still the damage here is quite annoying. We got the Zerglings popping out now, and he's, just barely not going to quite catch that Reaper. But of course, you guys have to keep in mind, by going 888 like this, Panda said earlier, he cut an SCV, his economy is in shambles in comparison. But he's actually got the worker lead after picking off.
With those worker losses, this is way in favor of Byun.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He's picked off enough workers to make this worth it, rather.
Yeah, his orbital just finished, too. I mean, he's in a pretty good spot. Unfortunately, DaNa's natural clean was actually delayed quite a fair amount due to the fact that he did produce these first 6 Zerglings, and he's even flooding more. Does have a gas up now, is mining from that with 2 drones.
Well, that's always the scary reality, right? Like, if DaNa's forced into that all-in situation, we look back at home, Byun doesn't have anything they can really deal with it. Zerglings on the high ground, going to keep these Reapers at bay. Really nice control here out of DaNa, I must say. A little shaky at the start, losing how many workers total? 4 drones picked off, but is recovering quite nicely from it. Now, unfortunately, Queen being down at the natural, he's losing a lot of injects at home, but economy-wise, he can't really keep up with it for the time being, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Byun did just throw down his natural. We'll see. There is a reactor going down, so most likely he does want to commit to a few Hellions. Synergize up nicely with the fact that he does have 3 Reapers on the field. Has stopped reproduction, though.
Oh, this Queen in the front. He's got to be careful. Yeah. Of course, Zerg, they've got that natural regen, but it's nothing compared to combat drugs. 3rd Queen on the way here now, and no energy for transfuses. Needs it for the larva. And as soon as that speed kicks in, DaNa's going to be alright to hold this until, the next wave, which is, of course, Hellions, the follow-up. Not a lot of fun to deal with Zerglings, even with speed.
Byun losing a Reaper there. A little bit sloppy, but big win for DaNa.
Almost gets us around. Yeah. So close. Okay, here's the importance about this, guys. Like, keeping these Reapers alive is real big. They're gonna soak
Oh,
the
that was
damage.
sick. That was a really,
The bait?
really great move, yeah. By Byun there. Just wanted to see the gas timing, make sure that there is no Baneling follow-up to this, which could easily end the game outright.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, like I was saying earlier, he doesn't have a lot of defense. More importantly, when you go for the command center so boldly like that, you're very susceptible to responsive all-ins. Now, there are Hellions out on the field with some good micro. DaNa Zerglings are really not that big of a threat. Going for his third CC behind this too is DaNa. I like that choice. Like, you know, you've thwarted the aggression. You know there's going to be that second wave. Let's get the base up while we can. And oh, losing these Reapers is a little unfortunate. It would be nice to have them alive to soak damage for the Hellions later on, but there's more than enough Hellions here to deal with this. DaNa getting the Mule though, not too bad. Might even get an SCV as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're 4 Hellions, so
yeah.
This will come to an end. But with that, he did end up taking out the Reapers too. Keep that in mind. So 6 Hellions on the field, that number will definitely increase. Oh no, Widow Mines actually.
I love the response to this too. Confirming the Hellions, he's already got the Evolution Chambers coming down. He's going to try and block this off with Queens, and he doesn't want to get caught off guard.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, what was that? Recently we had Froz versus Tiefel in the Zotac Cup, who just, with Hellions alone, won the game. Bad situations can happen.
And the third base has completed at this point. He doesn't need to worry about canceling it. Just, it's only Hellions right now. There's no bio follow-up. Quite delayed.
Oh,
as,
actually the Queens aren't
going...
blocking off. These Hellions might get in here. Some nice control. Speedley's going to help solidify this wall. Will pick off 1, 2 of the Hellions go down, 3 fall fairly quickly. And he's got to be careful of the main. These are still damage for those drones. But Byun losing all the Hellions quite ineffectively, actually. Not really getting too much of anything other than Zergling. So nice hold by DaNa. Ooh, actually we'll get a couple drones here though. Not too bad. But Puppy King gonna be sent back home.
All in all, only 9 workers killed this game, and he's committed a lot to harassment.
Well,
Player has been started for... He's on 3 bases.
I'll trade 5 drones for like 6 Hellions any day of the week.
Yeah.
But double engineering base, got that tech coming. I like the positioning of them too. I mean, typically you'll see players put the supply depot wall down, and it's very susceptible. It's really weak. But if you have the double engineering base in it like this, man, this wall is not going down anytime soon. DaNa moving out though. He's going to want to confirm that there is no third base, but he's going to get there in time to actually see that it'll just be landing. But uh-oh, that Widow Mine could pick off about half these Zerglings.
Yes, it could. Oh, very nice.
Good game sense. Beautifully done. Knowing like, alright, Widow Mines, Hellions, what Terran player doesn't have these at this point?
The one thing, I mean, Byun, when he does open factory, he routinely makes Viking to go around and hunt Overlords, but all in all, DaNa's Overlord positioning and general map control right now is kind of lacking from what we generally see at this stage of the map.
Yeah, only 2 Overlords currently on the field. Armory, though, coming up next, Panda.
Yeah.
I would love to see...
This is just to continue on with upgrades.
Well, that, I would love to see Hellbats mixed in with this army. I gotta say, a lot of Terran players have been mixing in Hellbats with that huge bio composition to deal with Banelings and soak all that damage, but the Marines, the tech, I mean, it's on its way for Byun. He's looking to macro out of this. The 888 build didn't win him the game, but it did buy him a huge lead, I feel.
At this point, with the Spire starting, in the fact that DaNa's progressing into higher tech, he's getting a 4th base right now. Once he has mutas on the field, I feel it'll really swing back into his favor. I mean, following up that early aggression with the fact that Byun really didn't get all that much out of it. I feel that DaNa is definitely ahead economically at this point, especially once he gets that 4th up, especially once he starts getting these upgrades underway. Keeping in line with the upgrades of Byun was key in that. Byun, he sacrificed production to get his E-base out a little bit earlier. And this was already sitting on a pretty low economy. He did get a 3rd CC up, but SCV count-wise, still not all that great.
Yeah, a worker count is in the top right for anyone who's unfamiliar with the UI here at BaseTradeTV, but I want to say DaNa's got some amazing creep spread going out on the map right now. Like, this is getting out of hand quickly, and a 4th base on the way as well. So he is situating himself quite nicely as he continues to move forward here. Mutalisk's now in production, about to pop, and we'll have to see if he wants to go aggressive or try and catch Byun. You know, kind of just slightly in that awkward position where you're moving out, not quite on the field, not established yet.
Yeah. Mutas are making their way into Byun's main. He does not have a turret. Oh, he does have a single turret. in front of
Are
his
there
deep
Widow
wall.
Mines? He's got the Widow Mines out at the front of the army, actually. So yeah, nothing at home that's really that big of a threat. I mean, a missile turret's a little bit scary, but it's not the biggest deal. DaNa unfortunately does lose a Mutalisk to it, though. And with all these Widow Mines, this is not going to be fun for DaNa to try and pick an engagement with his Banelings.
No. He has to be very, very careful about how he engages. Obviously, it's best to catch the Widow Mines kind of unsieged, if you will.
Unsieged, yeah.
But,
that's actually a very good descriptive way to...
But if you can't do that, sending piecemeal Zerglings. But you have to bait enough in order to like not die to whatever Marine count Byun has on the field.
Well, the great thing, too, is Banelings colliding on top of the Widow Mines. Like, yeah, they're going to get taken out, but that explosive damage tends to level the playing field and take out quite a few Widow Mines in the process. But all these Mutalisks have got to be careful. Widow Mines won't kill Mutalisks, but they will damage them quite severely. DaNa losing the Queen a little bit sad, but preparing for a flank from the south. Might just be able to catch Byun, but those Widow Mines are burrowed and ready to fight.
The creep spread is going to help him out here a lot to stall this push, because you cannot move with Widow Mines without drilling claws over creep. It will not end up well.
Alright, well,
DaNa looking to take this engagement.
Oh, baiting out so many of those Widow Mine hits, actually a lot of splash damage going down on those Marines. Banelings have not been used yet.
Remain, though. One still left.
But here come the Banelings. The Banelings were not utilized. DaNa's going to move forward, and he's going to clean up this force with all these Banelings, no question about it. Widow Mine's burning down at the top of the ramp. Oh, but that's what I'm talking about, that big explosion. Yeah. Widow Mines and Banelings alike getting demolished.
Committing there potentially would have ended the game. I like the fact that DaNa pulled back.
I love this getting additional
only getting his macro hatchery up now, though, so the additional larva production will definitely help him so much with this link-heavy composition. 15
more Banelings coming out, and I love that he's getting more overseers, because the ones he has on the field are very low from the initial attacks. He's definitely going to lose them. But Infestation Pit now coming out next, and I would love to see DaNa. I mean, he's going to have, if he wants, 5 bases quite quickly, and if he can get, actually with a macro hatchery and an additional queen at the 4th base location, DaNa's going to have so much larva to do whatever he wants with. But okay, looks to be moving out. We've got the Zergling streamlining down south. Banelings following up. Widow Mines, though, spread so very nicely here for Byun. Overseers are going to catch this, though.
Crucial too.
I love that force on Burrow, though. He doesn't want them going off too early. The surround coming, Mutalisks coming in as well. Banelings following this up. There's still 2 Widow Mines untampered with. One goes off, the other as well. And DaNa, I can't believe he's maintaining his Zergling or his Banelings behind this.
Muta's going for that one full medevac. Do not actually get it, though.
But there's not that many Widow Mines at home. Oh, but that one Widow Mine did its job, picking off so many Banelings.
And Byun's been so ridiculously cost-effective in all of these engagements. He has his 4th complete. He's just waiting out to reposition that on location. A drop is going down in the main base. Injured a little bit by the Queen, but now moving its way, boosting over into the natural. Will be cleaned up by Mutas. But this does force the army of DaNa back. Byun's taking advantage of this and pushing across with yet another force.
Oh, but the Zerglings are here to meet it. And, forcing that pickup. Very nicely done. But the thing is, alright, Byun's now getting his 4th base. If he can solidify this, he's going to be in a really good position. I don't know any Terran player that isn't comfortable in 4 base with a drop in the lower right going on. Only Queen's here to defend. Drone's already being picked off. Mutalisks flooding in.
1 Queen does die.
2 of the Mutalisks, 3 of the Mutalisks goes down along with that Queen. Quite devastating for a drop, I must say.
DaNa positioning for engagement down here. Widow Mines actually are on the ramp, not quite down with the Marines yet. Oh, but
that spread.
DaNa's forces are just getting shredded.
That was not a good engagement with his Banelings at all. No. The spread on Byun was actually quite nice as well, so really minimizing damage done. But we got Adrenal Glands on the way. We got that Ultraless Cavern coming up next. DaNa with a huge bank. Another drop here at the main. And Byun moving out with his southern forces at the same time. This will get cleaned up, of course, but he has, once again, drawn DaNa's Mutalisks out of position.
And that's the key, too. I mean, as long as his medevacs are on the field and the Mutas are across the map, he can easily pick up these engagements as soon as he, either the Widow Mines are all finished deploying or... Oh, wow.
Some very awkward Widow Mine detonations going off down here. Beautiful spread coming out of Byun, and DaNa again finds himself without the forces. Marines just snowballing in here. Double hatcheries. DaNa just evacuating, so you know what? This is not going to work.
No. And right now, DaNa really needs that Ultraless Cavern to complete. 4 Ultras on the way. Where are they?
Coming out of the...
There's one out here at the fourth.
They're coming out of the base that's actually under attack right now.
Yeah.
This could be troublesome. He's going to lose that Ultralist to Marine, sadly, but another skirmish going on in the middle of the map. Oh, another good Widow Mine hit. I'm waiting for this Ultralist to pop, though, man. Because this is going to be like... Roar. Without support,
does
though...
get cleaned up here over the third base of DaNa. Unfortunately, he's still really battling against a superior economy at the moment. Plus the fact that his opponent, until he gets those Ultralists on the field, I mean, cost effectiveness is definitely going to go the way of the Terran.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to engage too. He really needs that chitinous plating to complete. I mean, the Ultras do a ton of damage, but without that 3-3 and without the chitinous plating finish, they're still fairly susceptible to Marine damage. But once that chitinous plating kicks in, man, Marines just start tickling the Ultralisks. But this is kind of scary too, because I feel that the greatest strength of the Ultralist swap is the surprise element of it. Byun has seen this. He knows they are on the field. DaNa's going to lose that edge if he can't take a huge advantage here. Widow Mine's going off.
Moving forward to take the Widow Mine hits.
I love
one do go off.
Yeah, Ultras can soak quite a few hits with Widow Mines. They got that massive health pool, armor aside. But the production of Byun, I mean, look at this. Every base has multiple command centers, multiple barracks. I mean, his infrastructure is just where it needs to be at this point in the game.
Yeah, there was a tiny window.
Oh, but drop at the main might pick off the Ultra Cavern before Chitinous completes. It will pick it off, and that is actually devastating here for DaNa.
He does rebuild the Ultralist Cavern, but again, chitinous plating is really what you needed there.
Yeah, it was like 90% complete. Oh, why is my camera still panning? What is happening? There we go. I'm getting like keyboard lag or something.
Throughout this, Byun is actually just macroing up and going to push out again.
But that cavern snipe was huge. Like I can't even describe how big that is. We got so many medevacs on the field, and these Ultras want to connect, but they're going to have the most difficult time doing so. And here come those Widow Mines once again. DaNa forced to back off for the time being. He's got the army to fight this, but he wants that positioning.
Very nice pre-spread by Byun. This is a beautiful engagement for him.
Ultra's again going to soak so many of those Widow Mine. His splash damage actually picking up quite a few of the medevacs. Mutalisk funneling in here as well. And this
but
is
the reinforcement army for Byun, he has those additional Tech Lab barracks complete. Marauders are starting to flow him in.
The Ultra is still trying to push and do what they can. Most of the Banelings have been picked off. Mutalisk is going to try and get these medevacs, but...
The Widow Mines are destroyed at this point, and Byun's going to be, unfortunately, capped in that he can't link all of his production at the same time. His Marauders will just be popping out piecemeal for these Ultras to absolutely clean up.
Widow Mines do burrow.
Widow Mines being deployed, though.
Yeah, one Widow Mine doesn't do a lot, but 6 certainly does. We see Ultras falling here, the ramp behind him as well.
Completely trapped here. DaNa just doesn't have the economy to be able to produce anymore.
GG.